Does Sung Jinwoo even need his full shadow army to beat Sukuna in the battle? Solo leveling Sung Jinwoo has proven himself to be utterly and totally all-powerful. Beginning as an weak E-rank hunter, he was chosen to inherit the power of Ashborn, the Shadow Monarch. Subsequently, he rose to become the most powerful being in existence. By the end of the manhwa, he was capable of time travel, had defeated the strongest monarch twice, and had abilities that defied natural laws. However, in the current anime adaptation, Jinwoo is now a powerful S-rank hunter, set to face another powerful threat soon. Witnessing Jinwoo's rise, it isn't uncommon to see the strongest characters of different series pit against one another. In this debate, one such character could be the King of Curses, Ryomen Sukuna. A match between these two would be an exciting match. Considering both to be in their endgame states, a full part Sung Jinwoo would likely need his shadow army to best the Demon King. Before beginning, it is important to note that this feature doesn't downplay either character. It also doesn't compare the current Jinwoo to Sukuna full power, but the Jinwoo at the end of the solo leveling manhwa. After all, Sukuna proved to be nearly impossible to defeat in Jujutsu Kaisen. It took the entire Jujutsu High and outside help to actually take down the Demon King. Sukuna's powers for battle in general was unmatched. Once unleashed, he showed why he was so feared in the Heian era. Among his many feats, his single-handed win and subsequent slaughter of the Sun, Moon and the Star Squad and the 5 empty generals, elite Fujiwara clan forces, stand as one of the most impressive. As seen, he possessed immense physical attributes as well. His grasp of Jujutsu sorcery is what allowed him to retaliate against nearly everything that was thrown at him during the Shinjuku Showdown. Again, his control of curse energy was immaculate, which was another driving force behind his main techniques. Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine likely stand as the series' strongest move, alongside Infinite Void. After taking over Megumi's body, him receiving the 10 shadows made him all the more terrifying, considering he would summon both Mahoraga and Ajito. Lastly, although appearing briefly, Sukuna's Kamutoki and Hiten are quite strong tools too. Now with all this solo leveling's endgame, Sung Jinwoo is added to the mix as Sukuna's opponent. Considering what Jinwoo becomes by the series' conclusion, Sukuna might not be able to take the cake with the one. What's more, Jinwoo likely would need to call upon his shadow army either. This claim can be backed by briefly diving into what Jinwoo could do. To begin with, he possesses the standard Invincible physical attributes which make him a tough foe. Next, he is unique in his ability to constantly adapt and grow. That is, he develops the more he fights and receives major boosts with each victory. This in itself is difficult to keep up with. Moving on, Jinwoo's unbreakkinesses allows him armor himself in shadows, thereby making him even more durable. Not only that, he is durable internally too, that is, both before and after his development. Jinwoo had an unutterly indomitable will, which only grew stronger when he started his own family. Other than this, Jinwoo possesses a plethora of passive and active skills that further gives his stats a limitless boost. Faced with an opponent like the King of Curses will have an extremely tough time. Granted, it will not be one-hit kill fight, but Jinwoo's ability seems sufficient to overwhelm Sukuna. Moreover, in solo leveling Ragnarok, Jinwoo is currently warring against the Itarim, outer gods responsible for creating all of existence. Taking all this into account, Sukuna's odds do not seem promising. Although highly adept, Sukuna will likely crumble before sheer power like this. Jinwoo outclasses him by a significant margin. Even with Ajito and Mahoraga, Sukuna's odds don't increase much, considering Jinwoo's monstrous slaying reputation. Furthermore, Malevolent Shrine might fall short too, as Jinwoo could dodge, cleave and dismantle given his unfathomable speed. So the final thought. In conclusion, Sung Jinwoo will prove to overwhelm for the King of Curses to best. Again, not to be mistaken, Sukuna isn't at all weak and established himself as true terror by Jujutsu Kaisen's end. However, judging based on abilities and techniques, Jinwoo edges Sukuna even without his shadow army to back him up. After all, by the series end, Jinwoo became so ridiculously powerful that entities like the Itarim needed to be introduced. Both Sukuna and Jinwoo are amazing portrayals of their respective series. Take important to remember that the two series function on two entirely different power systems and abilities. This feature merely pits their final selves uninhibited against each other. Sukuna is undoubtedly a menacing force to be reckoned with and an incredible power and against, but hypothetically speaking, even his might would be enough to win against the new Shadow Monarch. If you guys have any other thoughts on who will win, Sung Jinwoo or Sukuna, then please let me know in the comments what are your all thoughts. Until then,
Pixels like the